Just letting my booty sweat soak into the seat so I can drink it later. Take the cushions and just.
Well, what was the
wring
name of
'em
that
out.
drink in
Tropic Thunder?
Yeah, what was the name
Booty
of that
sweat.
It was booty
Booty
sweat.
sweat. I remember that because he was trying to plug it while they're walking around. He just like pulls one out, just looking around for the camera, like, "Sure glad I got a can of that booty sweat."
Booty sweat.
Hold on.
What do you mean, you people?
You people. And then he looks at freaking what's his name? He's like, what do you mean, you people? I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude. Yo, that part gets me every time. I might watch that tonight.
Like that and Galaxy Quest, like two of the most underrated movies ever made.
Galaxy Quest is the movie.
Yes.
Galaxy Quest is the movie. Fucking quote that
I did
shit.
hear a piece of trivia though. Do
All
any
the
of you
time.
guys remember the old Alien Nation TV show?
Nope.
Okay. So the whole premise is like it's the 1990s and an alien ship crashed in the Mojave Desert, and instead of like them being conquerors, they're both just a bunch of slaves. So they're like, okay, well you can live here. So now it's a buddy cop drama about an alien just trying to live with humans. And they all have to wear these big skull cap things. Well, the entire cast, like I used to watch a show, I loved it. And I watched a little piece of trivia. The cast was laughing at Alan Rickman having to wear that thing on his head because the lady that played the wife in the show complained constantly because she took that thing off. And she's like, I'd pull the cap off and a river of sweat would come out from the whole day of shooting because they would seal your entire head down.
Yeah.
That's my dumb trivia I've learned this week from a TV show I used to watch when I was a preteen.
All right. Do you got your you got the missus listening in so we can figure this out?
I'm sure she's there. Let me double check. If she's not killing somebody on Dead by Daylight.
I just want to make sure that the audio is coming through at least a little bit balanced and actually is coming through, you know?
I want to actually get mine to actually look like an actual face cam instead of like a whole room cam.
Man, I need to get a fucking lamp or something.
I was about to say, Saul's looking a little dark skinned right now.
Man, you need to get a lamp or a scythe. Either way.
I mean, I got the scythe downstairs, so.
I actually have a couple extra stream lamps if you need them.
Look, he's got lamps, I've got lamps. Whatever you need, we got you.
I just need to go to Walmart and just buy some cheap lamps and just like put one right in the corner right there.
You don't even go to like go get like a little cheap ring light. You can find them for like $10 like Best Buy or Walmart. Don't get like the big 45-inch ones. I mean you can, but you don't need to.
Right.
But like a little like 10-inch or 12-inch would be fine.
I think the ones that I've got are like 6, but I have 2 of them though.
Yeah.
And they're adjustable. That's the one thing I do like about them. They are adjustable.
Mm-hmm. Like since I just upgraded to these Logitech ones, those are just kind of like sitting here and I don't know what to do with them. So if you need them, they are here and available for you, sir.
What you could do is you could put one facing towards your shelf there, kind of brighten that up a little bit.
I could. I don't know when or how it's going to happen, but me and the wife are talking about getting a house soon. So if we do, we're trying to set it up so that because right now it is our office, and when we move, we're going to try to set it up so I have the office, or I have my office, or I'm going to turn it into my own man cave.
Man cave and she shed.
Yeah, and oh no, what did I just do?
No rules in the man room. No
Okay.
rules in the man room.
And I plan on like I'm gonna go like all out. Like I'm gonna do like the walls in like either matte gray or black. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go all out on it. All right, are we good? Are we ready?
All set.
All right. So she said that Wild's a little quiet.
Yeah.
Let me turn him up a bit. But she said besides that, the volume's good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I actually fixed the problem that I was trying to fix this whole time. Sweet. All right. Sound check on one of you guys real quick.
Checking. 1 2 1 2.
All right.
I wish it was Tuesday, because if it was Tuesday, I could go get tacos.
I see what you did there. All right, and here we go. And we are live. Hello, welcome to Griffcast episode 70, the mature nerdy podcast for immature people. The show where we talk about any and all things nerds, from video game, comic books, movies, computer technology, and or science. Welcome to the show. I am your host and King Neckbeard Griffmore. We've got the full crew with us here tonight. We've got the Caramel Prince.
Hi.
We have Grizz, formerly known as Mimic. Yeah.
Mimic.
Yeah, that's great.
Hey, look, it's been that long that we don't forgot his name.
Yeah, man. I'm forgettable. It's okay.
It's only
know
been
what's
like
funny?
2 weeks.
But honestly, to tell you the truth, Grizz actually, I really think it fits better.
I like it. I like it. We got my boy Solace Vanaron
What's up?
and Black Dad. Wow.
Yo, what's good, yo? Black Daddy.
Oh man. How's everybody doing this week?
Good.
Man,
Yeah.
not too
Doing
bad.
real good. Doing real good. A lot of things looking up, things falling into motion like they're supposed to.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here rubbing my dog. Sorry. Swear to God, I'm not doing something weird.
I was about to say, look, I understand
Hey,
this is a mature, nerdy podcast, but that takes a little.
That is beyond mature.
Yeah, we started and
See?
she was just like, now I want pets. I'm like, yeah, I can't tell you no. Let's do this.
Been playing a little bit of that Dead Space remake.
Mm.
It is actually
Are
really
we
fucking
here?
good.
Are we here to talk about the Dead Space remake? 'Cause
I mean, we gotta mention it at least for a second, you know.
It is so good. I'm so proud. I have loved the Dead Space franchise.
All right. So,
Since
but
it-
before you get all right, before we get two going here. All right, who all's playing? So we got TCP, we got Solace.
Actively playing it? Yes, I am actively playing it.
All right, and Grizz, you hopped in on it, right?
No, I want to get it, but I've watched a little bit. I've played the
Okay.
original one, so.
Okay. And
You
then-
already know that I'm cresting the top to
I'm
play.
on board.
It is worth returning to, honestly, because I kind of forgot everything that happened in the game, and now I've been like making my way through it, and it's like, man, I feel like this is how it was, even though it kind of wasn't.
No, like I remember the OG Dead Space like the back of my hand. So I love it how they were able to take the game and like remake it like almost scene for scene, but also change things here and there, while making it their own, but like not like fucking with everything, right?
Yeah.
So like they rearranged. They didn't completely rearrange the ship, but like a lot of the hallways and tunnels are different. So like I'll be going through and I'll turn left and I'll smack right into a wall. And be like, there's supposed to be a door right here for me to go to the next area. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, they really
You just-
took
you just
advantage
read-
of the zero
yeah.
gravity and let you get through the ship in a lot of different ways like that, now that you don't have to just stick to a surface.
Right. Yeah, in the first one, because you could only just jump in a straight line, but now they took it from the second game where you can just, EVA as much as you want, which has been pretty cool. I like it. The only thing that just, it makes me mad, the sprint button. I wish they didn't have sprint as L3.
Yeah.
I wish they moved it back and it was still L1, because L1's not even used. It's not used unless you're flying in space,
not
unless
map?
you're in zero gravity, huh?
I
You
wonder if
can
there's the
re-
option to change
You
it.
can't. You can remap, and I did that. I did that for
Yeah.
a little bit. So I turned that. So I had L1 as sprint, but when you enter zero gravity, L1 is rotate left, so it is now rotate left and boost faster. So I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I tried working it for a little bit, but it was just like it's not worth it. I'll just switch it back.
Yeah. I'm glad it's doing well. I'm glad it's doing well because the other things that have released recently aren't doing too hot.
When it comes to remakes specifically, it's one of the few that's actually passed the test, I think.
Yeah, it definitely has. They were able to like recapture that game while also making it a new game. Like I said, like they were able to change a few things up and add things here or there to make it feel like it's its own game and a brand new game.
My head's crooked. It's
really good.
And kind of in a nutshell, like I want to like watch some gameplay on it.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I know that's the thing. It's like I want to watch some of it just so I'm like a little bit prepared, but I'm like, I can't. I
don't want you to like to be spoiled and start memorizing like some of the jump scares. Like, oh, I remember this part. It's gonna
Honestly, there are moments where they have done things to the game where supposedly jump scares are really random and you don't know when certain things are going to happen. And
right.
I haven't played through the game a full playthrough yet, but I do intend to play through it again because I feel that into it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to see if things change as I go through it again, because supposedly it's not supposed to be the same every time. And supposedly there are thousands, quote unquote, thousands of different small iterations as far as like little sounds here and there. Maybe an enemy drops in, maybe they make you think they're going to drop in, but they don't, they fake you out. Just all sorts of different things that they can do to try and scare you. It's all there, and it's all very random. And I honestly, even though I've played the game originally, I didn't really feel truly scared playing the other game, and I wouldn't say that this game is scary, but it's made me jump a few times because I didn't expect certain things to happen, and I thought that I knew what was going to happen, and then just all of a sudden it's like, God fucking damn it, got me. And so I mean, it's good. It's good. Something I can't say about Callisto Protocol. So.
I did like a Callisto Protocol. I played through it a few times. So I do like Callisto Protocol, but yeah, it did miss the mark in several ways.
Well, you said the original wasn't scary. I mean, the original Resident Evil 2, I don't think that game was very scary, but it would work the hell out of your nerves.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well,
because you'd go through the same area 3 times, you'd be like, oh, this is fine, and then something would come out and be like, hey, dude.
I think it's really the fear of just not wanting to die and knowing that if something just gets you from behind, you know, like a good portion of your health's going to be gone, and then you got to try and turn around and get them real quick.
I think that's probably the most terrifying thing in Dead Space. That is so terrifying. Like you're fighting the enemy, you're just blowing it to pieces, and then all of a sudden, it's just out of nowhere, you see it's like the pincers just behind your head, just reaching over. You're just like, what the fuck?
Look, I'm already like second guessing my decision on this. Like look, already I haven't even played the game, and I'm like, oh no, possibly no,
man, it's good.
It's really good.
It's really good. The sound is too. The sound is good too. Like as soon as I booted up the game and I was in the menu, just like changing, we were trying to just moving up and down in the menu and hearing the old sounds, I was like, wow, they took that straight from the game, from the old game. Hearing the ship's voice, I was like, this is it's super nostalgic right here. And
nice.
and some of it was fresh lines too. I'm like, they were able to perfectly mimic the sound of the voice of the ship. It was so good. I was just like, it hits you with the nostalgia, it hits you with the scare.
How many
the lighting in that game is
how many Dead Spaces
intense.
are there?
There are 3, I guess now 4, because this is a remake.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, are we including the VR games too? And there was another game that was kind of like a Telltale game. It was weird.
Which one? So is it just Dead Space 4, or what's the name of it?
It's actually just Dead Space. They didn't even call it Dead Space Remake. They just called it Dead Space. Dead Space 2023. Just like God of War 2018, but that's technically God of War 4. It's called God of War 4, please.
Yeah. Ragnarok is 5.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I'll grab this Dead Space.
I'm thinking about it.
You should have bought it too, man. If you would have pre-ordered it, you would have got Dead Space 2 with it as well.
Look,
Like I was playing Dead Space 1 and 2, like the old ones, and I was like, is the remake even really necessary? These games hold up right now. I mean, of course, the graphics quality is a lot better and everything, but they still hold up, man. Great games.
They do hold up. You can tell that there's a little bit on the edges that needs a little touch now, but like this remake dials it to 11. Like it is.
Yeah.
Like I have seen some of the images and the scenes and stuff because I was curious. I was like, is it a remaster or is it a remaster? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. They said it was a remake. They're going to build everything up from the ground up. I mean, of course, they reused some of the sounds and stuff. But
yeah, and once I saw some of the footage, I was like, oh hell yeah, they've really gone all out. I like.
I mean, they've also changed the story because like, even though like some of the plot points are kind of the same, you're doing something different. Like I guess like for some chapters, you go over like the same layout as you did in the first game. That I said, like you took the same path, but you're doing something different. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like they kind of like they changed the story to make it a little bit more realistic in that kind of situation.
I think more due to the fact that Isaac actually can speak now. He's actually a voice character, whereas originally he was not. He was just a silent protagonist. So they did make a lot of changes on that front, just to make the dialogue make sense when people are talking to him and when he talks back. But they didn't seem to overdo it. They only made him talk when it was absolutely necessary, which was nice.
Right. And I think it's the same actor from Dead Space 2. He sounds exactly the same. Actually, no, his name is Gunnar Wright. Yeah, so he did Isaac's voice in 2 and 3. And so, God damn it, there was something else on my mind that I wanted to say about the remake, but I completely just forgot it.
It'll come back to you.
Maybe, but we'll move on, and then there'll be like no point in me saying it.
Okay, before we get too deep, do we want to skip Super Bowl Sunday?
Why?
Probably.
Won't matter to me. I mean,
like, it's for me, it doesn't matter anything, but like, I do know people like their Super Bowl parties, and
I mean, as of now, I don't have plans to go anywhere, so I'll probably just be watching it here, so I can watch it here. It usually starts at like 6:30 anyway.
Okay. Then
So
we
we'll
might
be
good.
done.
We might be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as we keep it short. All right. Trying to think of anything else. All right. Well, then, if that's the case.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say, because you were talking about the graphics and how it looks good. People are trying to say that Dead Space is unoptimized, that the game it doesn't run, and like it's struggling to like reach like 60 FPS and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know who wrote these articles, but they're fucking high. I mean.
Well, actually, that is a good segue here into our first topic here.
Oh,
so I don't know if you guys have noticed this a lot with gaming journalism recently. It's somebody will hear a rumor and then write an article as if it's true, claim that their source has been 100% accurate, and then like all of a sudden that is what is true up until proven otherwise. Like this has been like I just read an article today talking about these are the games that are going to be postponed or delayed this year. And one of them was Diablo 4. And in the article, it's like Diablo 4 has already hit several setbacks on their release date. I'm like, they've only given one release date. And it's still set for that day. So I'm like, this one part of this article completely dismantles your entire article. Like
it is. I just think it's clickbait. They just want clicks.
We're trying.
There's a desire to be the
journalism
first
is
person to
dry.
get something out there.
Yeah, journalism is dry, and there's one site that I've shared a lot of their articles. Like, if one person says something, like you said, like someone will write a fucking article about it and pass it off like as if it's true, or if like everyone's doing it. I love it. Like when people are like writing these articles, like they're like, oh, the new thing with brides is to do so and so, like which is like one bride that's off her fucking rocker does something, and it's like, so one person does something, and so now everyone's doing it. No, that's not the case.
Yeah, so
it's like
we've actually covered a couple of things here on this podcast that we thought were because of the way it was
because it's worded and
it's
shown.
like,
they show pictures like this site. They're like, oh, there's this Red Dead 2 Redemption or Red Dead Redemption 2 DLC will get you in a buzz with like New Mexico content, and it's just some dude who made a quick mod, but they're trying to like they write the article and they show pictures as if they're trying to pass it off as if
not just
Rockstar
that,
actually
but
did something.
The vertical PS5 rumor.
Yeah, one person who fucked with their PS5. He fucked with it. He
All
took
the
it apart
stuff.
and then put it back together
in both directions. I mean, Jesus.
So like, I mean, we're guilty of this ourselves, but like, you know, we call ourselves out on it. You know, I think that's one thing that, you know,
we're also
have
not journalists.
Yeah.
We're not trying to like.
I mean, yet. I mean, maybe
we're
one
not
day
credited with anything.
Well, we've got more credit than some of the people on CNN. I can tell you that right now.
Well, I mean, that's a low bar.
Look, man, if the bar that is that low gets you like $150,000 a year, somebody fucking pay me.
Put the paper in my hand.
I will throw darts at a board for $150,000 a year. Come on, man.
Yeah, right. All right, so, but yeah, no, I mean, like, I think this is something that we, like, I do believe, like, the public needs to start holding accountable. Like,
I mean, they do, like, these people, they get blasted about it all the time, and they're like, oh, you know, you're writing clickbait, or you know what you're doing, you're bringing back old news, trying to pass it off if it's real, or, you know, you're taking someone's...
Go one step further.
Crap.
Look at the misinformation war about a certain celebrity divorce trial. I mean, Jesus, dude, that was a war zone on Twitter. That was a war zone everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was all over he said, she said, and it started that. And it's in the end, you saw what happened, but look at all the damage it did.
Yeah.
Because people just run with the first narrative. And I literally think people are like, well, I don't want to investigate this. I'll throw it out there. I'll get a lot of clicks, a lot of money. And if I happen to be right, I'll be the new prophet, right? I'll get my... And I don't have to work that hard. I'm just gaming.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna name drop real quick. Denzel Washington said it best. Like, they were interviewing him about, like, some new stuff, and he was just like, oh, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. It just matters if you're first. You know, nobody cares if
That
you're right
is
or wrong.
true. That
just
is
gotta be
so
first.
true.
It doesn't matter. Just throw it out there. Just throw it out there. Just throw it out there. And like a prime example is that when Kobe Bryant died, everyone just wanted to blast it out there that he was dead so quick. And they're like, oh, he's dead. He survived by so. They didn't want to do the research to realize that his daughter was in there, so she did not survive him. You know, everyone's writing all these articles, and they had to like come out, and everyone had to make these public apologies about like, oh, we're sorry, we made this article where we said that his daughter, you know, he survived by his daughter, but she was actually in the helicopter with him, so she's actually dead. But they swept that shit under the rug too. They swept under the rug real quick.
And see, that's something that, like, that had no taste. Like, that family was hurting enough. You didn't have to...
yeah.
Oh,
Like, if that had been me, I'd have gone down there with a stick and corrected somebody myself.
I felt like she found out through the news articles. Like, she was just... I mean, I could be wrong, but, like, you know, just scrolling through her Facebook feed or whatever, just, you know, Kobe Bryant does, like, yeah, like, the authorities had, like, no time to contact anybody because they wanted to get out there.
Well, I bet you anything, what happened was that whoever knew that they were on there and that it went down, they probably sold it to somebody for a high dollar to get the story first and didn't know all of the information. And so they're always like, hey, I put it out there, so yeah, I can backpedal, but I was the first one to put it out there.
See, that's the other thing, though, is nobody's backpedaling. Like, they're just coming up with arguments of why they were right to begin with, which is...
Well, the information that I had at the time, maybe you should do your fucking job. Get some more information.
Now, if you get a bunch of information that literally, like, walks and quacks like a duck, and you call it a duck, and it ends up being something else, and later you're like, hey, this is what I had, this is what it was, I'm sorry. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if you're just, well, sort of, throw it up there. I need that money. I want to be the first one out there. I want to get the most clicks. I want to get the most attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
If I get it out there first, then everyone has to reshare and retweet my shit.
Exactly.
I will be quoted by everybody else. Because nobody else does their own research. They just find one article and like, well, this person said it, so I'm just going to copy. How do you go to college this many years, have to write all these papers, and you're copying everybody else's homework? Like, how does this work, ladies and gentlemen?
I mean,
plagiarism is real.
You got the incident number 3.
The plagiarism is real. Don't plagiarize your work. What you're supposed to do is copy and paste and hit the retweet button.
But like, I don't know if you guys have seen all the stuff going on. Like, we get like leaks from Disney or leaks from LucasArts or like the LucasArts leaks is you can just make an entire thing about trying to disprove all the leaks.
That is some of the shittiest shit in journalism that drives me fucking nuts. It's not necessarily the leaks, but like the fucking constant probing for information, trying to spoil shit for you for the audience. So like an example, so like when they were making Spider-Man, No Way Home, every fucking journalist in their asshole was trying to fucking just blurt out like, oh my god, they're bringing back all the Spider-Man, they're bringing back all the characters. So they're just sitting there trying to spoil everything for you, trying to get as many pictures as possible. And I'm just like, where is the fun in this for anybody?
Yeah.
Thank you for, we're trying to get our hands on the script so we can leak the script so you don't have to go see the movie, so that the movie bombs. I'm like, why is that your job?
You know what's funny though is like if they leak the script and the script is good, the movie doesn't bomb.
Fair.
Like I'm just pointing that one out. Like,
I don't know. I just hated that these people have jobs and their whole intention is just try to spoil the fun for audience or people that are like actually trying to anticipate the movie.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Half the writers are trying to do that these days. Half of Hollywood wants to subvert expectations. They want to say, oh, well, you don't know what you want. We're going to give it to you. And look how much money they've lost in the last few years.
That's different. You're trying to say that they know what is best. I'm trying to say that like when someone actually has a decent product, there's other people trying to go out there and spoil it for them. Not just so like this, so that people don't go and see the movie and like, oh no, it doesn't make that much money. There's no point in them going and see it because now everyone knows what's going to happen. I'm just talking about the people that actually are trying to go enjoy the movie or the product and see it how it's meant to be seen.
When you create this kind of almost rivalistic kind of thing between a company and their fans, you get people that can make a lot more money selling those little spoilers because like, oh, these guys are going to hate this. They're going to pay me more to bitch about this early. So that's why they get that money. But if you just make good products, they take pictures, all it does is hype people.
Double-edged sword.
I think this is one of those 6 in one hand, shit in the other kind of deals.
Oh yeah.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. All right. So follow up to a previous topic we've covered in previous episodes. Wizards of the Coast is trying to walk back their atrocious D&D original gaming license. Trying to. It's slowly coming back. It's not doing well, but yeah, the damage has been done.
What I think is so funny is they did all that damage right before the next season of Vox Machina launched on Amazon. Like it just came out. The D&D movie's coming out, and the trailer looks pretty good. But they pissed off everybody with the OGL right before they came out. If you had to pick a worse timing to piss off your entire fan base, you could not find it.
Yeah. Yeah, because like a part of me was like interested in seeing the new D&D movie. Another part of me really kind of wasn't, because like there's a couple actors in there that are extremely typecast. Like Michelle Rodriguez, like she is typecast so freaking hard. Like if she enjoys that type role, then okay. But she plays the same character in every movie. She was the same character in Resident Evil as she was in Fast and the Furious, as she is now in Dungeons and Dragons. Like, if you're a one-trick pony, okay, cool. But like, I'd like to see what she has,
Well, there are actors that say they're perfectly comfortable being typecast. I mean, Ray Park is famous for saying, no, just let me beat people up on screen. That's what I'm here for. Like
I mean, Ray Park started his career as a stunt actor.
Yeah.
So like, I mean,
and I've seen him in stuff, and he does it, but that's what he wants to do. He wants to do action stuff, so that's all he wants to do.
I think the only movie he actually had legitimate lines in was what, X versus Sever?
Up to that point, I think so.
Yeah, because like
and technically he didn't have any lines in Star Wars. I think that's the funny part.
Oh, I remember X versus Sever.
Yeah, the old Antonio Banderas movie. That movie was a lot better than it got credit for.
Damn, I'm trying to replay the movie in my mind right now.
Standard.
Like, that shit was fucking weird.
Yeah, it was. But like in Phantom Menace, like I think Darth Maul had like 3 lines in the whole movie, and none of them were rape arc.
Did he have lines in the movie? I think he did it in the extended cut. I like it, or like the.
He had lines in the actual movie. They actually cut a few lines, but yeah, the base movie actually had lines.
But yeah, and it wasn't rape arc. It was just like, you really couldn't let him say those 3 lines. All right.
Right. But, if you want to know who said those lines, you guys have all seen Shaun of the Dead, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The roommate that gets bit and is in the shower, that's the dude who did the voice for Darth Maul.
No kidding.
That's the same dude, yeah.
Huh. All right. You know what I get a kick out of is the guy who voices him in Clone Wars. Like his absolute love of the character is I get a kick out of every time I see him talking about it. Like, let that guy continue to be Darth Maul. Like, if you get a guy who loves his character that much, let him be that character.
Is it Sam Witwer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, he's the one that did. Okay.
Yeah. The
I
guy,
know he voiced Maul at some point. I just don't remember where.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But he can't be 2 Star Wars characters. He can't.
Well, wasn't he?
What are you talking about? He was the Emperor's. He was the Vader's apprentice, and he was the Emperor in the Force Unleashed games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's Star Killer.
Yep. I was gonna say, it's like he's Star Killer, isn't he? They tried to copy his face, but
I think they did a pretty decent job for copying his face. And
for the technology at the time, hell yeah, they did a pretty good job.
yeah. Wrathcon. Oh, talking about Star Trek, I see. All right, so let's get into it. Like we're.
No, I didn't mention the Orville, which is the clearly superior Star Trek. Don't let anyone tell you anything else.
Yo, the Orville is actually really good.
The Orville is dope.
I love that show. That show's really good. At first I thought they canceled it, and then they came back out of like nowhere with is it called New Horizons?
Yeah.
It's literally like season 3, I think.
With a budget. They had a fucking budget. It was great.
Hulu was like, yo, keep doing the damn thing. Yeah.
All right.
And can I say, Bortus is my boy.
Oh, he did have some good. I'm sorry, continue. Yeah, we want to move on.
All right, so
We'll nerd out over a TV show. We're good.
Yeah. It's like I am trying to cut down today a little bit. We keep hitting like the 1.5, 2 hour marks recently. I'm like, let's knock it down a little bit tonight. All right, so
no, Rathcon, you are thinking of Gandalf. You have mixed up your genres. You're okay.
All right, so Forspoken is off to a rocky start. It's already being discounted in online stores.
Where is it being discounted? Because I want to.
Didn't that just come out though?
Yeah,
It
like
came out,
Yeah.
it came out
Yeah,
Tuesday.
literally.
Let me put it to perspective. It's being discounted. That means it's being sold for the price it should have been fucking sold for in the first place. It's $59.99.
Yeah, it should have been like it was $70 on Steam and Epic, which it's still like since you said that, like I went and looked and I was just like it's still $70
also,
on Steam and Epic.
I think it's being knocked down on Amazon.
Yeah.
So here is my question. Like this is the review that I started with because I was like, I want to know about the game. I didn't get any hype from it, and somebody was complaining that the main character didn't get any racism.
You didn't get any hype.
What?
You didn't hear any hype about this game.
Okay.
No. Like I heard a couple things, but I didn't hear anything about the game. Like, Forspoken's coming. Cool. What's it about? Forspoken's coming.
Okay, that's fair.
What's it about?
Actually, hold on.
That's fair.
Hey, Rathcon. How is the Forspoken sales doing for you?
Oh yeah, that's the guy himself.
Yeah.
I mean, you're only getting the PS5 sales because it's only on the PS5. I bought it on PC. I can give you my review on it. I have like 30 hours in that game right now.
Yeah.
I have, and it's also
These don't sound like excited 30 hours. He sounds like I had 30 hours to burn.
So like I knew I was looking for. I was looking forward to the game.
Okay, hold on. I would like to point out he is over 2 stores. All right, he has 2 stores. He's the manager of what, 2 stores, or is it 3 now? And he's the regional of 18 stores.
Okay.
15 copies.
Yeah.
Wow.
15 copies out of 18 stores, or 15 copies out of 2 stores?
Wow.
Because that's
Like
different.
Yeah, it is. But I mean,
Either
still,
way, it's fucked.
yeah.
I don't even care. But you know what? Don't take those numbers into account, because people who are saying fuck GameStop because GameStop sucks. No offense, Rathcon. You're
It's
probably
hard.
Each store had 15.
Each store had 15. Okay.
Okay.
No, hold on.
2. People are
That's
buying it digitally.
Each store only got 15 copies, not sold 15 copies.
Oh, there's a huge difference.
And they sold out, right? 30 people went home happy.
Probably they went
Yeah,
home
at
with
18
coasters.
stores, 30 people went
They,
home.
they went home with expensive coasters.
I mean, honestly, nowadays, how much do physical sales really count for anything? Because
It's still quite a
I don't know
bit.
about you guys, I've
Yeah.
been on the digital train for a long time, and I don't remember the last time I bought a physical game. I mean,
Wherever
I enjoyed those
possible, I
days.
still do physical.
Yeah, I mean, I have a buddy who still buys physical games, and he's got like a whole fucking wall, maybe like 2 walls of just like games, and like. I that's cool if you want to collect them and stuff like that. But man, I just ain't got space for that. Like I ain't got room for all that.
No
Yeah,
places to unload them.
I mean,
if you don't want them after a while.
I'm right
Let's
there.
be honest, like burners have gotten so sophisticated nowadays. If you really wanted to actually go through and take your digital copy and burn it onto a disc to be playable in a system, it's possible.
There's
Oh, yeah.
companies that make
So-
business out of that. They will take whatever digital game, give you a CD key, burn it onto a disc, and give it to you, so you got it.
I would like to point out, like, I am on the same train as Solips. I've been digital for a long time, mainly for the fact that I can't be bothered to go to the store. You see right
that's the
here,
other thing.
right here in the bottom left. Yeah, that is
Holy
all the
shit.
physical copies that I have bought in the since the start of the PS4.
I can show you
Damn.
my physical. I can show you my physical copies since the PS3. I even have my PS2 copies. I can show you, man. Like even if I put them all together, it's like a stack like this high.
See, I
Yeah.
can understand that those
I mean-
COD numbers, Rathcon. I get that. Like
300
I worked
to
at
800
COD release.
copies. Yeesh.
I worked at Black Ops release at a GameStop. Yeah, I believe it.
Oh yeah, oh my goodness, Black Ops was awesome.
I mean, I'm all digital. I'm definitely all digital, for digital. But I don't, a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people are on that train yet. I think a lot of people still like having physical copies. They feel more secure with physical copies.
I get
Well,
that.
there's something to be said about having something physically in your hands. There's something about that, maybe tangible, I guess you'd say. It's like it just it's just something about knowing that like it's here, it's in my hands. I know I have it. They can't take it away from me, even though they could still do something to stop you from playing the game if they really wanted to. But you feel like you got it, You feel
Or
like
you
you
can
own it.
lose it. You can lose the copy. You can break it. I mean, that shit happened to me. So a very embarrassing story. Did I tell you all this about Uncharted 4?
No.
I think so. So like
I'm not
Uncharted
sure.
4. I think Uncharted 4 was the last game that I bought physically. It was the last game I bought physically, and I had it, and like I knew I had it and everything, whatever. But I loaned it out to a friend, and I forgot that I loaned it out to a friend. So when the Uncharted, like the new Uncharted game came out, and like, oh, if you already own Uncharted 4, you can only have to pay like the $10 upgrade, and you get the PS5 version, you get Lost Legacy, as well, and so on and so forth. And I'm sitting there. I even called Sony. I was like, "Yo, this shit's not showing up on my account on my transactions. I know I have this game. I've had it. Like, I can show you like my history of me playing it and so on and so forth, or whatever. Like, I have this fucking game. I don't know why it's not in my library, And then just did a little bit of research. I did my job and did some research, and I found out that I lent it out to a friend, and I had just forgotten about it.
See, I did something very similar before. It was the last time I ever loaned anybody a game that I didn't know where they lived.
Did you loan a game to somebody that you didn't know where they lived?
So we worked together. We were coworkers, and like we were, the friend coworkers. Like we hung out. We took breaks together. We talked about games together. And he's like, "Yeah,
not me. Let me just put that out there. Not me."
He's like, "Man, I would love to play Metal Gear Solid." And I'm like, "I got it. I had the OG copy of Metal Gear Solid." And I brought it to him, let him borrow it. He quit that night.
God damn.
Like I go to lunch. I'm like,
really
"Where
wanted
is he?"
that.
I was like, he just straight up quit. I'm like, that motherfucker just quit with my game.
I got the game. I no longer need this job.
Right? I'm saying,
I was only working just to get the game. I got it for free right now. So like,
That is how I lost my copy of the Punisher game for Xbox. You remember that?
Oh,
that when
yeah.
it came out, right when the movie came out?
Yep. God,
Where you could
that game
execute
was-
people with every weapon that you could get your hands on.
the
Now that's a
terrain.
standard feature.
No. You can. You don't understand. You could kill a dude with a rhino. You could torture people with random shit in the game. You just push him up against, like you're in a zoo. You push him against the cage to taunt the rhino and pull him back when the rhino charges. And if he doesn't tell you, you just let him kill him.
that is dope.
Like
They got one
Windows.
where you do it with a car crusher, an incinerator, and a funeral home. And
God,
the
that
instant
was the
kills are
best one.
cool. Like if you got a grenade, like you can like literally grab a dude, shove the grenade in his mouth, dislocate his jaw, and kick him away. So he's trying to get his jaw unhooked before it pops. And
Yo, what?
Yeah, dude, the OG Punisher game, dude, was awesome. Like if
It
you
was pretty
had
brutal.
if you had some anger issues that you needed to get out, all you had to do was pop that in. Like that's all you had to do.
and if you wanted to get health back, you went into like the rage mode. Everything went into black and white. You got knives, and everything you killed got health back. But you'd hear his family die in the background.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I do agree. I do agree with Rathcon on that one.
Yep.
Like you know what? I would take. I would take the $5.
That is the
man's
best-
right.
That is the best argument for digital versus physical. Is that even if you hate the game and you want to trade it in, and GameStop only gives you $5, you're still getting back $5 versus digital. You're out 100% of the money.
Unless you live
This is
in
true.
the
Yeah.
UK, in which case you have to have the ability to be able to sell your digital games.
I thought wasn't there like a
Also-
grace period for digital
Steam-
copies?
Steam still has it. Steam still has it where like if you download the game and
Like-
you have less than 2 hours into it, you can return it.
Yeah, if you have less than 2 hours of
but
playtime, you can return it.
But UK law guarantees you the ability to, if you have a digital good, it's yours. You can resell it, you can trade it. They have to give you the ability to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they ever did that here,
Oh, no kidding.
well, that argument would really get changed.
Oh,
No kidding.
72 hour. Okay.
I don't.
GameStop from me. All right, I see you,
All
little
right.
GameStop.
72 hours and get full refund even on an open game. Open game? God, I remember
it-
when I was trying to do that shit. It'd be like, nope, it's been opened. We can't take it back.
If it's on an
Yeah,
open
that
game,
should be a
then
good
that's
thing.
OG. Oh, if it's on an open game, GameStop might be trying to make a comeback.
I don't
I
know.
mean-
Yeah,
But I'm not trying to use them as a rental service either. Like, if I get a game and the game sucks, I'll bring it back. If I like the game,
Exactly.
I'm keeping it. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if I try really hard, I could probably beat a game in 72 hours.
I mean, I'm sorry, I work. I cannot beat a game in 3 days anymore.
called
It just don't
vacation.
work.
Oh,
Vacation
Yeah,
time.
my man put in PDO. Yup, we take it
vacation time and
as
I used to-
defective. Oh, they take it back as defective.
dude, that's a straight tax write-off. That-
Rathcon got the plug. Yeah.
All right. Is that nationwide or just where you are?
Look, yo, we about to all make a trip to Rathcon store. Be like, yo, I see what you did there, Rath.
Hey, I'm glad I'm closer now.
Yeah, you live like 3 hours from them.
Yeah.
All over. Nice.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Less hate for GameStop nowadays.
nah, it's still there. It's deep rooted. It's gonna take a whole lot to dig that shit out.
So
That
here's
puts a
like
band-aid
Batman.
on all those wounds of Man, I'm gonna give you $5 for this game you bought yesterday for $70.
No, for me, like I have too many memories of doing midnight releases.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness, yes.
I abused that. I abused that though. That was the only time that GameStop has worked in my favor was those midnight releases. And like I would purchase the game like full price before it released, and they would give me a number so I could like walk in when I wanted and get my game. I wouldn't have to wait in line. That's the only time. Man, I did that for the PS4 too. I walked into that fucking store. That line was so fucking long. I didn't even bother parking. I just left my shit right in front of the fucking store.
Yeah,
I'm not that fucked up. I'm not that fucked up. I didn't have to park in the back, but I still like walked up in front of everybody. Everyone's like, the line starts back there. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm number 10. Good luck. Have fun waiting.
Dang.
No,
1 minute before midnight. I went in front of the line. I started counting. I was like, 1, 2. All right. Are you number 9? He's like, yeah. I was like, are you number 11? He's like, yeah. I was like, that's great.
see. All right. So this just shows that some of us are a little bit older than you. They developed that number system because of people like us. We were the guys who showed up at like as soon as the store closed, or like hell before the store closed, we'd show up with like a cooler and lawn chairs just to be in line. And anybody shows up, start on the other side of the door. It's like, nah, over there, buddy, over there.
I never did that shit. Like, man, after a while, I started leaving my house later and later. Like, I would leave my house at midnight. Like, before they started doing the numbers, I'd leave my house at midnight to go to GameStop to get my shit. Because I didn't want to wait in line. And by the time I get there, like, the last people, like, the line has just dwindled down. I go there and pick up my shit. The funniest story that I have for this is a buddy of mine. I think it was Gears 3? It was one of the Gears games. That dude sat there in line for like 10 fucking hours.
Oh yeah.
He was in line for like 10 fucking hours. He posted up with like lawn chair, you know. I'm sure he had a great time the whole time he was there. I'm pretty sure he had a great fucking time. He was there for 10 hours. I showed up 5 minutes before midnight. He was 4 people in front of me.
All right. Well, I guess location because like I've
Gears 3, it was worth it. I mean, it was a good game. I'm sorry.
I rolled up and I saw him in line. I was like, yo, dude, what's up? He's like, hey, man, what's up? I was like, you here during the game? He's like, yeah, I've been here since like 4 o'clock. I was like...
Right, at that point, he's gonna be like, nah, fam, you like, wow.
I was like, you've been here since 4 o'clock? I was like, 1, 2, 3.
Y'all want an old story? I skipped a day of high school my senior year to go get tickets to episode 1. So, like, I'm 30 feet from the door to the theater when, like, the cops wouldn't let us on the theater property until dawn. And then they were like, you can run over there. They're not going to open for a little while longer. So we ran up there. I was 30 feet from the ticket. I didn't get one because everybody in front of me was scalping them.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Now, I cannot tell you how many times throughout my life I've been like, all right, I hit the midnight release. I'm going to go home. I'll play this game for 8 hours, and work's not seeing me till tomorrow.
I like the midnight releases because, like, everybody that, like, stormed the gates, I'd go home and go to sleep. I'd get up, show up when the store opened the next day.
No, see, like, I think for me, it was more about it wasn't about being the first. It was about, like, you could actually find, like, I made friends that way. You know, it's like, hey, I gotta go take a piss. Can you hold my spot for me? You know, like you did that kind of stuff. It was like, hey, I'm gonna order, some Domino's. I'll give you a couple slices if you cover the spot, so I can go, take care of something real quick. But yeah,
nah, I play video games. I'm not trying to make friends. I'm not trying to make friends. I sit in the darkness by myself.
Man, he don't ever play multiplayer.
No.
Dude, I like multiplayer because I've met some of those people. They suck.
All right.
You talking about some of the people I've met during multiplayer I still talk to. It's been like
some multiplayer people are cool. I ain't gonna lie, but some of them are.
I still talk to them. Yeah, man, shit's wild.
Yeah. All right. So this next one kind of has me excited, so I'm going to talk about it. Rathcon's going to be excited about it as well, I'm sure, if he's still here. So Diablo 3 is going out with a bang prior to the launch of Diablo 4. They're going to do one more, like they're going to keep going with seasons, but on this season, they are buffing all the classes that are going to be in Diablo 4. and they're adding in like a whole new tier system, the whole nine for the seasonal content. Like, I am like really looking forward to this because it's going to be, it's going to be Lightfall, whatever the Diablo 4 beta drops, and then I'm hopping into season 28 of Diablo 3. Like, that looks fun as hell. Like, they're adding a whole new like gear farming system to where you can like spot farm like ancient items and shit like that, or primal ancient items. Oh man, it looks so good. I cannot wait. Like, I haven't been excited for Diablo 3 in a hot minute. All right, and this looks really good. So I mean, that's more for me than anybody else, but I'm gonna be there.
If you like gear farming, this is your guy.
Like no. All right, you think that
I'm
that
just
about
gonna
me,
give
right?
you the login. I'm just gonna give you my login. Just
No,
go
see,
at it.
you think that about me? Get Wrathgone on old Diablo 2, man. This is a guy who I would grind a character to like level 70. I'm like, dude, can you get me these last 20 levels? I would go to bed, give him my account information, wake up, and I'd have a level 90 character. Like, from scratch. Like, this guy was a machine in Diablo 2. Like, this is the guy who hooked up my addiction.
So we have him to blame. I got you.
Yeah. If this shows you anything about how far back me and Wrathgone goes, I mean, we're talking like old Diablo 3 before Lord of Destruction, or Diablo 2 before Lord of Destruction. I think he was playing EverQuest when we met, like OG EverQuest, if that says anything. All right, so
Never played EverQuest, but a friend of mine used to play it that I worked with, and I'd go to his house once a week because his little guild or whatever would do the Drunken Dragon Race. One of their wizards would drink a bunch of alcohol in game until he was fucking staggering. He'd piss off a dragon in a cave, and they'd bet on how far he'd get before the dragon would kill him. That's literally all they do once a week. I just go watch because that shit was hilarious. I didn't play the game, but I was just like, I want to watch this dude die. This is great.
It's a real dude versus a real dragon? I'm kidding.
There's a dude's character.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, how much beer have you had today, sir?
All right. So this next one is kind of interesting here. So despite all the controversy, alleged controversy, because it's really not controversial, about the new Harry Potter RPG, this game, every time I see something new on it, it is getting more and more hype for me.
People are super hyped for it, but also people are super controversial against the game. That's the thing that I don't understand. The game did nothing to anybody. There's nothing wrong with the game. There's nothing wrong with the developers or anything, or even the studio that created it, WB. There's nothing wrong with it.
Like,
it doesn't matter. We're living in an age where everybody wants to hate.
Yeah,
we know everyone knows what's wrong with it. And just
some people have an incapability to remove their dislike of a creator of something from the creation that they've made.
Yeah, like I can 100% separate the artist from the art. I 100% can.
Mm-hmm.
However, I love that the fact that I'd love to see a hippie try to process that while driving a Volkswagen.
Yeah. Like for me, like one of my favorite songs of all time is Paint It Black, and I absolutely hate the Rolling Stones. Like, I cannot stand anything else about the Rolling Stones, but Paint It Black is one of the greatest songs ever made.
Yo, man, the remix to Ignition is a fucking song. That is a fucking song. Yo, man, I will listen to fucking Thriller all day long.
Yeah, me and Michael go way back.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Michael go way back.
Fuck. But I mean, I kind of get it with this one. I get it. Like, even though the studio didn't do nothing wrong, WB didn't do anything wrong, the developers didn't do anything wrong, the game itself did not do anything wrong. The creator, who has created this entire universe, something's wrong with them. And it's just, I think people just don't like it because they still, unlike other people, like when they create something, and then like a gigantic studio corporation comes in, he's like, hey, we want to do it. Hey, we want to do it. They actually like take control over it.
Yeah.
Whereas this person, they still have a very large amount of influence on what is done with what they've created, and
You know
this
what,
person
though?
will still profit a lot from
Yeah.
anything it does.
I'm buying the game. 100%. I'm buying the game.
I'm buying it too.
Like, actually, I gotta buy 2
I
copies.
really want the game. It looks amazing, and I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. I never read the books. I watched the movies.
I've read most of the books. I didn't finish the books, but I read most of the books.
Yep.
I think I got to like 5 or 6.
Oh, damn! You only had 1 to go then.
I know that was a big book. We're lucky I got that far, man. We're lucky I got past the first 10 pages of the first book.
Look, man, I want to introduce you to the Wheel of Time, and we're going to talk about that.
Bro, like, the Wheel of Time is hard, man. Like, I read, like, I read, and like, I cannot tell you how many times I've tried to start the physical Wheel of Time and get like through the first like 2 chapters and just stop.
Yeah. Yeah, it is 14 books, I think, of 900 pages apiece.
Yeah.
That's not that many.
Like the first 4 chapters of the first book are about,
Yeah, the first 100 pages is rough. It's rough as shit.
So skip that.
but you can't. That's
Well, no,
that's the part.
Can't. Everything
Context-
else in every other
Context clues
book
will
goes back to it.
Yeah, like,
Context
And once you
clues
read that
will be
first
it.
100, read the first 100 pages, and then go back and watch like the first episode of the Amazon series, and then like take a shot every time you notice a difference. You'll be dead within the first 15 minutes.
yeah. But dude, like, it's like my brother's sister's cousin learned how to swim in this creek. Like, I didn't need to know that. But apparently
You can skim a little bit. I'm not going to lie. You can skim, but the general cultural stuff, like, you need that because every time they go somewhere different, they contrast the culture.
Yeah.
So, like, this character is used to X. You know what X is because you spent 100 pages gagging on it. Now you meet this and you're like, what the fuck is this shit? Because they only describe it from his perspective.
Yeah. But I mean, the one thing though about this the Harry Potter game that I'm finding really interesting is apparently like all the side quests can change the main story. Which does that make?
Oh, that's right. I sent that. Like,
Yeah,
the
you
side
did.
quests. The side quests can influence the main story. So are they even really side quests?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It's like they're going to have their core story, but like, how many endings are there going to be?
Well,
I
the
hope
same
there's not-
thing applies
I
to a
hope there's
bunch of
not a lot of
other
endings.
RPGs, right? I mean, you get different endings in like the Cyberpunk game, depending on different things you did. Like you unlock different ones.
Yeah.
The Pathfinder RPGs have like they have a linear ending, but they have different types depending on your alignment and stuff.
Right,
So
right. But I think this is going to like,
RPGs generally do that. Like they unlock different endings depending on your side quests. So it's
I totally forgot about this one thing that's coming out with Hogwarts. And
What's
I used to be against it. So a lot of people are against the Hogwarts game now, not because like it, all of its politics or whatever, but now it's come out that it's going to be running Deruvo. Is it Deruvo?
oh, De Novo.
Is
oh,
it Denuvo?
God.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah, what's that software? Is it Denuvo or Deruvo?
It's an anti-cheat that literally, if you
Denuvo.
buy the game, makes it worse than if you were to pirate it. That is literally all that software does.
Yeah.
yeah,
It eats up space, it eats up RAM, it eats up capacity, and it gets cracked in 10 minutes by anybody who wants to do it. It's there for fashion. It just pisses people off. Stop putting it in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
So Hogwarts is going
I
to be
got a
running
mod for that.
Denuvo. I remember like a lot of people freaking out about that. I remember there was another game that I was going to try to buy, and like I started reading into it, and I was just like, oh, yeah, I don't want that shit because it's something that's, it's installed at the kernel level, but it's like not great.
There is there's a simpler game that came out several years ago. It's called Video Game Tycoon. And you could design your own little video games, make your new system or your operating system and sell it. And it was basically just that kind of game. The developers released a pirated copy that you could not win because people keep pirating your games and you would eventually run out of money and go out of business.
Okay, that's funny. That is funny.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. That was like, that's great.
All right. Now I'm gonna run through and talk about a bunch of games coming out in the next couple of months. Stop me if you want to talk about it. We're gonna skip all of January since January's over in 2 days. Well, hold on. We'll go over what's coming out. So we got RoboQuest coming out tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Age of Empires 2, 30 on the 31st.
Age of Empires 2 is already out.
Is it? Oh, the definitive edition is coming out.
Yeah, I mean, also the definitive edition is already out.
Oh, okay. Well, shows you how accurate this list is already. Let's see. We got, let's see, Fashion Police Squad on February 2nd.
I'm sorry, what now?
The Fashion Police Squad. I had no idea what it was. I just saw the name and I'm like, that sounds fun.
The Fashion Police Squad.
You just
like, look, listen, there's like over like 1,000 releases coming out this year, so I'm just going to try to hit the high points. Let's see, Hogwarts is in, oh damn, Hogwarts is in 10 days.
February 10th.
Yeah, or 12 days. All right, Returnal on PC is the 15th. Tales of Symphonia Remastered is the 17th. Wild Hearts is the 17th. Atomic Heart is the 21st.
Oh, Atomic Heart.
Blood Bowl 3 is the 23rd.
Ooh,
Oh,
Yeah.
Blood Bowl.
is
Yeah.
it like a violent football game?
Yeah. It's it's Warhammer football.
Yeah, it's a football game where your linebackers have hit points.
Let's see, Octopath Traveler 2 the 24th. Destiny 2 Lightfall is 28th.
So it's another DLC expansion?
Yeah.
But it's not. You haven't been talking about it as much as the Witch Queen. Is it smaller than the Witch Queen? Not as big?
No,
not
it's massive. It's absolutely massive.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what's massive?
The Lightfall expansion.
You know
for
it
Destiny
is.
2. Yeah.
I came in at the wrong part of that combo.
No, you just asked.
Oh, you came in at the right one there, big boy.
Oh my god, he's gonna be like getting there deep black, boy.
Let's see, Last of Us on PC is the 3rd of March. We're on March now.
Now, see, I would actually like to play The Last of Us on PC because I'm fairly certain within 2 weeks someone's going to have a mod where you can beat the shit out of Abby all day long.
Yeah, that was in the first one. This is the first one that's coming to PC.
I know, but somebody's going to mod Abby into the first one in the PC
that's fair.
version. So you can,
That's fair. Yep. Every ad.
every clicker is Abby. You can just beat the shit out.
Oh fuck, I forgot this is coming out in March. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is March 17th.
Hell yes, sir.
I forgot that was
Yeah.
March.
You definitely got some. Yeah, definitely reminded me there too.
Yeah. The Resident Evil 4 remake is the 24th. Crime Boss Rockay City is the 28th.
I hope the Resident Evil 4 remake gets kind of that same love that, the Dead Space has gotten.
2 and 3 did not get as much love as I felt like they needed to. God, I see. This is one of those things where like when the remakes for 2 and 3 were like announced and like came out, Resident Evil announced and said Resident Evil 4 does not need a remake. There's no point in remaking it or even remastering it, and they said they weren't going to do it. Here we are. They're like, oh, what, money? Yeah, let's get
This
that money.
reminds me, actually, one of the things from the first topic of today of like, journalism just making clickbait. Apparently, so far right now, Redfall and Starfall are both apparently like horrible games in their current state.
I fully allow that. I think I will accept that.
Yeah.
I do believe them. And there's another game. People are making theories that the game doesn't exist the day before.
Oh yeah.
The day before, like,
Somebody
people were like,
else-
this game doesn't exist, does it? It doesn't exist.
Yeah, because
And then
somebody else.
people were excited for this game. I saw like their first initial gameplay for it. I was like, this game looks like fucking trash. Why are people excited for this game? And they showed like a good like, I felt like it was like 5, maybe 10 minutes. But like I watched like their first good bit of it, and I was just like, this game does not look good. it looks bad. And then they canceled it so they could, because Unreal Engine 5 got released, and they're like, oh, we're gonna remake the game in Unreal Engine 5, and now they delayed it like even longer for like a very dumb reason. Like, oh, we don't know the domain name in one country, so we're gonna delay the release. Sorry. Okay.
Hogwarts Legacy on the PS4 and Xbox One is April 4th. Dead Island 2 is April 28th.
This is another game that I believe does not actually exist. If people would have said this about Dead Island 2, I definitely would be on board.
So then we got Redfall on May 2nd, Tears of the Kingdom May 12th, Suicide Squad May 26th.
I feel obligated to play the Suicide Squad game because it has Kevin Conroy as Batman in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want to play it only because it's made by the same studio that made the Arkham games. So like everyone was always comparing Gotham Knights to the Arkham games because it was a Batman game, but I was like, it's made by a completely different studio with a completely different focus. Rocksteady, who made the Arkham games, is making Suicide Squad. But it also seems that they have a very different focus.
Yeah. All right.
You know, the thing that's killing me is there's a couple of games that you keep going with your list, but like there's some games that haven't gotten the release dates announced that are supposed to come out this year that I fucking want a release date for.
Well, I got one more. Well, two more. So Street Fighter 6 is June 2nd. Diablo 4 is June 6th, and then nothing else exists after that.
Damn.
I know that. I was gonna say I just know that because I was looking at a couple things about the Diablo. I think I might be in your ear about that one.
Oh yeah, buddy. Like you want to talk Diablo, man? Me and Rathcon, we'll bring you in and we'll set you up.
Have you guys seen a game called Wanted Dead?
Yeah.
I have heard of this,
but I haven't seen anything.
It looks really good. It's a really weird, like Japan anime cyberpunk looking type thing, but it's it looks very unique. It's from the same people who made like Ninja Gaiden and something else, so it's gonna be kind of a difficult game, but not like Dark Souls difficulty. I mean, if you can even determine the difference between those two when it comes to difficulty.
I mean, but yeah.
It looks like a very fast-paced game, but it's just if you haven't seen anything on it, I highly suggest just looking up a video.
I've seen something on it. The problem was I heard about it at the same time I heard about the last game, which I have downloaded. I can't remember the name of it though. It had a very similar title, and it's also an Old West game. It's like that's gonna drive me nuts now. I'll try to remember it before next show.
Wanted Dead looks like an Initial D video game.
This game does not act. I put it in the Discord. It is the RoboCop Rogue City game. It does not have an official release date, but God, I want this game so bad.
Excuse me.
Oh, apparently don't have it installed anymore. That's unfortunate. I couldn't bring myself to beat it. It was good. It was just not that good. I think something else came out at the same time. But all right, let us wrap this up. Where's my buttons? Here we go. Here's my buttons. I need to make like hotkeys for this.
You don't want to go for another hour and a half?
No, I'm good. I gotta, get some sleep tonight and all that.
Sleep?
Yeah.
Who wants to sleep?
What is this thing called sleep?
I got vacation in like 3.5 weeks, prepping for light fall, so shows you how much of a nerd I am. I plan some vacations around games coming out this year.
I used to do that all the time, and then I started working from home, so I'm just like,
yeah, well, I don't work from home.
Bro, if I worked from home, I'd have more PTO time available.
It's bad. Yeah, it's not great.
I actually had to use some PTO time last week because of the snow. I mean, we got 3 inches in one day, and it was so slushy I couldn't go anywhere.
Oh, so you got hit 3 times, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all for coming and watching. Hope you had a good time.